I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you are not alone. You say you are depressed, all I see is resilience. You're allowed to feel messed up and inside out. It doesn't mean you are defective, it just means you are human. People who have never dealt with depression think it's just being sad or being in a bad mood. That's not what depression is for me. It's falling into a state of grayness and numbness. I go through a lot of depression, and I know other people do too, but I have an outlet that so many people don't. If you have that inside of you and can't get it out, what do? A big part of depression is feeling really lonely, even if you are in a room full of 1,000,000 people. I am bent, but not broken. I am scared, but not disfigured. I am sad, but not hopeless. I am tired, but not powerless. I am angry, but not bitter. I am depressed, but not giving up. I'll never forget how the depression and loneliness felt good and bad at the same time. Depression is being colorblind and constantly told how colorful the world is. It is very hard to explain to people who have never known serious depression or anxiety the sheer continuous intensity of it. There is no off switch. Mental illness is so much more complicated than any pill that any mortal could invent. Depression, suffering, and anger are all part of being human. Every man has his secret sorrows which the world knows not, and oftentimes we call a man cold when he is only sad. There are wounds that never show on the body that are deeper and more hurtful than anything that bleeds. When people don't know exactly what depression is, they can be judgmental. Depression on my left, loneliness on my right. They don't need to show me their badges. I know these guys very well. Maybe we all have darkness inside of us, and some of us are better at dealing with it than others. That is all I want in life, for this pain to seem purposeful. When you are depressed, you don't control your thoughts control you. I wish people understood that. Depression is feeling like you have lost something, but having no clue when or where you last had it. Then one day you realize what you lost is yourself. Every day is a second chance. You are not a bad person for the ways you tried to kill your sadness. I don't want to do anything. I don't even want to start this day, because then I'll just be expecting to finish it. Losing your life is not the worst thing that can happen. The worst thing is to lose your reason for living. You are like a gray sky. You're beautiful even though you don't want to be. Life is 10% what you experience and 90% how you respond to it. Depression is like a bruise that never goes away, a bruise in your mind. You just got to be careful not to touch it where it hurts. It's always there though. If you could read my mind, you wouldn't be smiling. The hardest thing about depression is that it is addictive. It begins to feel uncomfortable not to be depressed. You feel guilty for feeling happy. Perhaps depression is caused by asking oneself too many unanswerable questions. In the silence of night, I have often wished for just a few words of love from one man rather than the applause of thousands of people. Dead but not allowed to die, alive but as good as dead. Almost everyone is overconfident except the people who are depressed, and they tend to be realist. Depression doesn't take away your talents, it just makes them harder to find. I disliked myself so intensely, it was just a mindset. I didn't know how to love myself, I didn't know how to love anybody. All it takes is a beautiful fake smile to hide an injured soul, and they will never notice how broken you really are. I was born with a great awareness of my surroundings and other people. Sometimes that awareness is good, and sometimes I wish I wasn't so sensitive. If you have been brutally broken but still have the courage to be gentle to other living beings, you are a badass with the heart of an angel.